Hi everyone, it's me, Tim. Today I want to talk about this channel's second anniversary. It's a fun Friday. It's April 25th, 2025, and this Sunday, April 27th, is the 2-year anniversary of this channel. I think I've mentioned I thought I'd start it, do a few dozen videos, have a few hundred people watch them, and be done. That hasn't happened. So let's walk through that because it's very surprising. If you don't know who I am, there is a career summary video you can watch. It's linked in the description below. When this channel hit its 1-year anniversary, I did a quick short, which I'll link below. And a few months later in August, I did some metrics. So let's do the metrics now as of today, which I've mentioned. Today is February 25th, 2025. I've mentioned that I do my videos quite far in advance because I have a big queue of them. So when work pops up, I can go a week without worrying about the channel because I got stuff queued to go in. Unless, of course, a super mutant or master asks a question that deserves a video, because those jump the queue, which is explained in my video on channel memberships, which I'll also link below. But let us dive into talking about this channel as of February 25th, 2025. And you'll see this right before its 2-year anniversary. Some of these numbers, which I get in the YouTube studio, blew my brain case. First of all, there are 13 million views of videos on this channel total. A total of 1.5 million hours watched. That is a lot of time by a lot of people. There are 175,000 of you subscribed to the channel, and that's about half of my viewership. So on any particular video, only half comes from my subscribers, and the other half come from people who just saw it pop up on YouTube and watch it. I did get an award when I passed 100,000 subscribers, and I posted a little short.
What? What? What?
May have gone a little crazy. That's enough of that. There's currently 159 channel members. About half are mutants. Most of the others are masters, and then there's a couple super mutants in the middle there. I have posted, as of now, 543 videos. So this one will be the 544th. That's a lot of videos. I didn't think I'd be posting that much. I didn't think I'd make it to 2 years. But it turns out in game development, there's a lot to talk about. And then you leave some very, very interesting questions in the comments. And I'll tell you guys, I read all the comments. I don't answer all the comments, but I read them all, the good ones and the bad ones. And you guys have some very, very good questions. So I would say lately about half my videos are me answering your questions because they're that good. If we look at the top most winners in the video category, the most viewed video is Why I Left Fallout 2. It currently has 420,000 videos, and people are still watching it a lot. And I think there's a lot to be learned in there because people think, the game industry is all fun and games. It's not. But also, if you're in the industry and you're going through some of this stress, know that I've been there. I'm with you. Nobody escapes it. Nobody. Also, that video is my top liked video. It's got 24,000 likes on it. And it surprised me because it's one of my more negative videos. My videos skew mostly positive. In fact, so do my comments. My comments are overwhelmingly 95% or more positive. I have a few videos that dipped into the 80s, at the high 80s, like 88%, 87%. Usually it's videos where I talk about being gay. And then a lot of people are like, oh no, he's talking about being gay. I've done that in 2 videos out of 543. I think you'll survive. However, that Fallout 2 video is not my most commented video. That one is my Fallout TV show review. There are almost 3,500 comments on that. There's 3,479 as of today. that the Fallout TV show generated a lot of viewership on this channel, usually temporary. Like, my numbers spiked, but my subscription didn't go up as much. I was about to hit 100,000, and then the TV show came out, and I passed 100,000. A lot of people went, "Oh, that's from the TV show." I was keeping an Excel spreadsheet, and it looked like I was going to get 100,000 in April anyway of last year. So it happened. TV show helped. And it's interesting that when I did the TV show review, got caught out for being a shill, which requires I was getting paid, which means somebody owes me a check because I got paid nothing. Like I said, I didn't even get paid to go fly down to Hollywood to watch the premiere, which I loved. By the way, watching the Fallout TV show on a big screen in a theater is amazing, especially if you like looking at all the little details, because there was some cool stuff in that show. Speaking of Fallout, my most viewed playlist is my Fallout playlist. It has 4.2 million views, which is 1/3, exactly 33% of all the views of my entire channel. Now, true, that playlist has over 85 videos in it. So that viewership is spread out over the 85 videos. But my Fallout playlist is not my biggest playlist. It's actually number 5. It barely makes it into the top 5. So let me talk about that. Once I started getting a few hundred videos, I realized how hard it was for people to watch and find videos that they wanted. So I made playlists. So there's 28 playlists on this channel. So go to the channel description, and I believe all the playlists are listed in there. I tried to come up with the playlists, which are, there's playlists by game, playlists by company I worked at. I've only worked at 5 companies. There are playlists for different production tasks. So there's a programming playlist and a art playlist and a system design, level design, narrative design, UX. There's a production one. There's a lot of playlists of different types. Of all of those, the playlist with the most videos in it is my general game development. It has 343 of my 543 videos. Now, keep in mind, a video can be in multiple playlists, and almost always is, because if I talk about Fallout, that's a Fallout and an Interplay playlist. Usually. Talk about the Fallout TV show, it's just the Fallout playlist. Now, general game development playlist, it's a grab bag. Usually if I don't know where else to put something, I put it in general game development. So let's look at the second biggest playlist, which is system design. That has 148 videos. No surprise, I do a lot of system design. But the third biggest video one is production with 94. And that's because a lot of questions I get is like, how does this work? How do these things work? What are the different stages games go through? What about localization? What about just how do you actually get a game out the door? And then the fourth biggest playlist, surprising to me, was narrative design. There are 89 narrative design videos out there. And at first that surprised me, but then I thought of how often I tell you guys, if you're making a new game, my recommendation is make your setting, then make your story, then make your system mechanics. And those 3 things are alphabetical, so it's easy to remember. So of course, if I'm talking about setting and story, I put those in the narrative design playlist. So I think that's why that one's so big. And then of course number 5 is the Fallout playlist with 85 videos. Sadly, my smallest playlist is art. There's only 2 lonely videos in there. And it's mainly my interpretation of like what artists go through and difficulties with art. Because I've never made art. I can't. I'm a colorblind trained programmer. I'm kept away from art. I've had nothing to do with any of the art in any of my games. And the one time I did try to sneak some of my art in, it was caught the next day and removed. And it was just a mouse cursor. People. There's also like the next 2 smaller playlists. There's one about Cybron, or also Pegasus, which was the first company I worked at in the 80s. It has 3 videos, and it's tied with my videos about Rags to Riches, which is the first game I made as an employee at Interplay, and that has 3 videos as well. The first game I made for Interplay, I made as a contractor, which is Bard's Tale Construction Set. It's got a playlist too. So let's discuss just a few more miscellaneous metrics on the channel in its first 2 years. The top device people watch these videos on is still the computer, barely at 52%. Then it goes like TV. I assume you're streaming YouTube on your television, or mobile and tablet. The top location I'm watched from is the United States. 44% of you are in the US. But the top city is tied between London and New York, both at 0.6%. And those are the top. Geographically, I am spread out around the world city-wise. It is kind of amazing to think how many different viewers there are in different countries watching me talk about game development. Most of you are between the ages of 25 and 34. That's 45% of you. If I were to tell you the other top 5 brackets, my own age, I'm in my 50s, my own age doesn't appear in the top 5. So where are my 50-year-olds you got to represent? 95% of the viewers ticked the male gender box, and I've been told that that doesn't necessarily mean they're male, because some of you women out there tick male because you don't want to be harassed, and I totally get that, and then some of you tick male for other reasons. Anyway, it's overwhelmingly the gender is listed as male. I think that's most of the metrics I want to go over. Wanted to keep this short. I wanted to also talk about how I'm going to celebrate today, or Sunday, I should say. I'm going to wear my new fragrance, 008, which is what I imagine James Bond's coworker smells like if he really liked pears. I'm going to drink one of my last remaining Nuka cherries. Thank you, Greg. These are super delicious, super sweet. And then because it's so sugary, I'm going to have the Nuka-Cola is so sugary, I'm going to have a sugar-free, low-carb chocolate cake I've been making lately. Looks like this. Believe it or not, there's no sugar or sucrose in there. I use allulose in both the cake and the frosting. And the cake itself doesn't have flour. It doesn't even have almond flour. It's made with black beans. And it is the most delicious, moistest, densest, chocolatiest cake I've ever made. So I hope you all celebrate. I know I am. Have a good day.